Okay, friends, so I think we need to stop searching for more features in everything and making simple things so fancy and complicated that simple tasks need more energy to manage them than to actually complete them. And I saw this little graph and I just went through every evolution. For years, I thought that Apple Notes just wasn't enough, that it's just a simple app where you can quickly jot down some notes, but everything is unorganized and not very structured and not aesthetic enough. And then I went through Notion and all the other apps, and things got so bloated and complicated that little tasks were managed in like a big structure, which didn't make sense. And then now I just came to the conclusion that Apple Notes is for a lot of daily stuff just the perfect app. It's quick, it's offline, very good and usable, and it's just effortless and it just works. It just works, and that is awesome. And in this video, I want to show you the best features for everyday use and how Apple Notes saved me so much time. I still use Notion, but Apple Notes is very good for everyday tasks. It just works. It's very good. And I thought for the longest time that you can just make a new note and create bullet points or tasks and have all your stuff just a little bit unorganized in that app. But this is far from the truth. So let's jump right into it. So when you open Notes, you see a bunch of notes in general here. But for demo purposes, I just click here in the top and create a new folder. And I call this folder just demo for the purpose of this video. And right here, you can see that we can turn this folder right here in an intelligent folder. And what this means will be covered later, but just for now, you can just create this folder. And then this demo folder will appear in the dashboard. And when we click into it, it's empty, of course. And then you can just tap at the bottom right to create a simple new note, or you can go ahead and create more folders to make this structure. I really like to name the folders in a simple way, but space every letter just to make it look cooler in a way. You can see this in my gym folder. For example, we can go ahead and call this new node recipes, and under recipes, we then can just type in, let's say, a heading, a simple heading, and call this spaghetti aglio olio, like this. And then I can just assign a hashtag and call this recipe. And maybe also for more organization, I can give this a hashtag pasta. So you see, Apple Notes recognize this recipe and pasta as a tag. And when we go ahead, go back, under here we can see we have the hashtag pasta, PW for password, that's another one, and recipe. And then when I go to pasta, Apple Notes quickly takes me to all the notes that are labeled with pasta. So I can just navigate very quickly in the whole Notes app via these tags here at the bottom. And I think this is very handy because it saves you so much time. Another nice feature is that you can show the notes in a folder in gallery view. And for that, you just click here at the top at the three dots, and then you tap the first one, and then you see all your notes in gallery view. And what's very nice about this is when we go back to our demo, to recipes, we can now put a photo from our spaghetti aglio olio. I just search for the purpose of this video and make a quick screenshot right here. When we go back in our Notes app, we can just click here to grab our photo from the app. And then we have the photo of the recipe here at the top. And the very nice thing about the gallery view is that when we go back in that gallery view, we see at a glance the photo, and we can just recognize, oh, that's our aglio olio. And to further organize this, we can just go ahead and create this folder called recipes. And I really like to space the individual letters to make it just look a little bit cooler, to be honest. And then we have here our recipe, spaghetti aglio olio, and then we can just grab this, hold it, and then you can just move it into this folder. So we are now in our demo folder, and in our demo folder, we have the folder recipes. And in recipes, we have spaghetti aglio olio in this nice gallery view, and then we can have more recipes right here. So when you click here on the A, you can just choose a title or some headings down to text and this proportional, which makes this gray bar to have more visual separation and organization. And then just very simple. You have bold, italic, underlined, and here you have 3 different types of bullets or numbered view. You can also indent it to have even more organization, and you can also outdent it. And I really like this feature here. You can make collapsible text. For that, we just click on that, then we choose, for example, this heading. Okay, what ingredients do we have? Maybe we make a little indent here and a numbered list, and then we can just type something, something, and another something, and then we can just collapse this whole ingredient view to have just a little bit more organization in these notes. I think it is just enough to give you enough organization whilst also being very useful on your phone, because Notion is very awesome on a big screen but very cramped on a small screen like a phone. But when you're out and about, you just have your phone with you, and when you just want to type a quick note, I didn't find it in Notion as quickly. And talking about taking a quick note, you can just assign quick notes to your control center, and for that you just hold in the control center, click that plus sign, then you can search for notes, and there you have notes or quick notes. And when you go into quick notes, you click it, you have just a very simple dashboard. You can type something, and you can sign, of course, your individual text. Let's call this also pasta. Maybe it's a pasta recipe. And then when we go back to our text and you click on pasta, you can see that it was added to our tag collection. And there you have it. And you can also just take this note right here, go back, go into our demo, go into our recipes, and then grab it and put it right there. And you can also tap on these 3 dots and then move the note individually right here. So I think this is a very powerful feature when something is very urgent and you don't have enough time to search in your individual folders and in this structure. You can just pull down, open quick notes, type in what you want to type in, then you can assign a tag, and later when you have more time, you can just move it at the right place. We covered this section right here, but I also want to talk about this here, and this is the list view. It's as simple as it can be. Assign quick to-dos. Also, what is very nice, you can create a simple table. This is not a database, and this is not a complex table by any means, but it's just useful to have a table view. You can just tap this little icon right here, and then you can not only make a photo like we did before, but you can scan a text. And this is a game changer for many reasons, because when you have to assign your ID card to a document and send it via email, and making a photo of it, you have to crop it and resize it. When you took the photo not straight top down, but with a little angle, then this whole photo just looks trash. And with this scan feature, you can just open a note, tap the scan feature, and the app just recognizes your document, scans it, and puts it into your notes. But what's new and very powerful, you can record audio directly in the Notes app. So let's go ahead and test this feature. This is a test for this demo of this YouTube video for our recipe, pasta aglio olio. And then this voice recording is directly inserted into your notes. You can also rename it. But what's very beautiful about this feature is that you get a transcript of your voice recording. So you get this text right here. This text is also searchable, which is very powerful, because all of Apple Notes, also the PDF documents in an individual note, is searchable in all of Apple Notes. And this is so beautiful because, for example, when I have now this voice recording done on my iPhone, or when I have, like, let's say, a very important document scanned with specific numbers on my iPhone, and I am now 1 year later on my MacBook and want to and need this number, I can just tap Command Space and search for this specific number, and then it shows in Apple Notes in this specific note. And this is such a game changer that it has helped me so many times. And even with like documents I scanned 4 years ago and I need them today and I'm on my Mac, and then it's just perfect. It saved me so much time. It's insane, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Of course, you can just draw something and you can, just little individual notes features, but this is much more powerful on iPad when you have your pen. But it's also nice that you can do this on your phone, of course. But to be honest, I don't use this feature very often on my phone at all, but on the iPad it's very nice. And another feature I find really handy is when you click here on these three dots, and then you can just pin your notes or you can lock it. And when you lock it, you can go ahead and assign a different password than your system default password or Face ID from your iPhone for when you want to let people use your phone but not access specific notes. Then you can assign a specific password just for those notes. And also a really handy tool which I use quite often is when you tap here at the share button, you can just invite people to work with you on that note. For example, my girlfriend and I share notes when we want to plan a new vacation or a shopping grocery list and stuff like that. And this makes it just also really simple and handy. So yeah, Apple Notes is simple, free, and honestly powerful enough for almost everything. If you learned something new, hit that like button and subscribe for more tips like this. And let me know in the comments down below what's your favorite way to use Apple Notes. Thank you, and as always, have a great one, guys. Ciao.